All right, your hint for the next team is that they are allergic to keeping good players.
Oh, is that Vancouver?
It is Vancouver.
I love it.
Vancouver is, sorry, hold on. Currently sitting eighth in the West at 2-3-2. Top player for me, this one has a special place in my heart. Julian Gressel, the man
Wrong.
who plays every position. He's got 1 goal and 4 assists so far. I think they've been primarily playing him as a midfielder as opposed to a wingback. But regardless, he has been pulling the strings for them. While Ryan Gauld, surprisingly, has been off the score sheet in terms of goals and assists. So Gressel has been stepping up in that gap for him. And I think he's been a super important player.
Can you put some respect on Brian White's name, please? Because I don't like this slander. I
Is that your
agree.
pick?
No,
Oh, okay.
stop.
I thought you were legitimate.
Julian Gressel, of course, is number one. Uh, Fantastic year, really helping my fantasy team all around. Just
That's the important thing, right?
yeah, because I'm on a roll to catch Connor. I don't know if anybody knew that, but we're all aboard the catch Connor train.
That's true, but not after today. Today we are we're gonna expand that lead a little bit.
Talk to me
All
about
right,
your most
how
impressive player.
would you say?
I said, talk to me about your most impressive player.
My most first of all, I'm leading this, so I get to decide who talks, but I will humor you and say that my most impressive player, and I apologize, I'm definitely about to butcher the name, Simon Becker. I don't know if
I had Bichère, but yeah,
Bichère sounds right, but he's also
sounds
listed
French,
as
doesn't it?
he's listed as American and not Canadian, so maybe it is like
Becker,
Becker. I don't
Becher.
know. I like Becker. I'm gonna go with Becker until I figure out what it is. Maybe I'll find out today. But he has he's 23 years old, starting to get game time for them. I think most of these goals and assists, if not all of them, are from one game. But he has 3 goals and 1 assist so far this season in 176 minutes. That is a great return for how much game time he's gotten so far. I can definitely see him being successful and rivaling Brian White for that starting striker spot. Maybe they play them together. I'm not totally sure, but he's burst onto the scene here for Vancouver. So I can only imagine he will be gone by the summer window.
I don't know if he's gone by the summer window, but I agree that he has had a breakout year. Um,
Yes, hence why Vancouver will sell him.
I, I guess sticking on theme, yeah, you might not be wrong, but no, he's done very very well. You're right; they all came from one game, right? We know he blew up against the red carded CF Montreal. Wow, right? But they're like even in the games that he didn't score, that he brought something that looked really good. There was a part of him that looked like, oh, this guy's definitely got something about him. So, one to keep an eye on for sure. Very impressive at the start of the year. However, flip side of that, he shouldn't even be playing because their least impressive player has not performed in the slightest yet. Do you know who that is?
Who is it?
Sergio Cordova. Pay all this money to go find the discovery rights or the trade rights or whatever rights they had to go buy from RSL to get him, and he's got nothing. I don't even know if he has a goal yet. Let me look this up really quick. I should pause that. Vancouver. Why do you sell good players?
They have
Yeah,
to
he's paid
maintain mediocrity.
136 minutes, 0 goals, 0 assists. He can't even get in over Bichère. So definitely not what I expected out of him. And I think he might be coming off an injury or something, but still just kind of feels meh.
I mean, at this point, even if he is coming off injury, I don't know how he's getting back into this team. I mean, even Brian White's not playing too poorly right now either. So
Because
he's got
Brian
to be
White's
looking at
goat,
striker 3 at the moment.
which is a lot of money to put on striker 3 in this.
Yeah, but what are you going to do? You're going to bench the guy that's in form?
No, but
Yeah, exactly.
he's gone at that point. Anyways, who's yours?
There's a couple names here that I feel like I could potentially go with. Uh I went with Christian Dahome.
Okay.
mainly because he's got almost 300 minutes. He was one of their top players last year in terms of at least being involved in goals and assists. He had, oh, maybe not last year. Last year, he only had 2 goals, 4 assists. The year before that, he had 10 goals, 4 assists, 14 goal contributions. This year, he's blanked completely, zero across the board. I just expected a bit better from him. Um, I maybe would have went with Daibar Caicedo as well because I know he had a big price tag, but he was hurt at the start. So
Yeah.
just to kind of be a bit fair there. But Dahome's played pretty much every game. I mean, he's had a couple of sub appearances, but he started what looks to be at least 4 games and just doesn't seem like he's really been involved much. Um, I just expected more from him. I know I figure he's a quality attacking player for them. So
Yeah, I think a couple of them on that list probably could stand out. I mean, Veselinovic is on kind of towards the bottom. Alessandro Schoff is down towards the bottom. But here's the thing: this is a Vancouver team punching well above their weight. Sorry to spoil the next segment there because I genuinely didn't mean to on that one. Um, I mean, you're used to seeing a bunch of players from Vancouver in the 6.0, 5.9 sort of range in who scored, and all of their main players are up at 6.6, 6.7, 6.8. I mean, that's just not something you expect out of Vancouver. So again, they're having a good year, definitely punching above the weight, I would say.
yeah, I have them as overachieving as well, mainly because I predicted them 12th. They're sitting in 8th right now. I would imagine it's tight. Obviously, it's still early in the season, so I'm sure 12th is not very far away. It's only 4 points away.
I would say they got a game away from it.
Yeah, it's tight. They could definitely still fall to that range, but I would agree. I think they've been playing a bit better than what most people were expecting of them. And I would definitely say they've been playing better defensively than I thought they would, even in the attack as well. They have 11, but I think a lot of that is from that Montreal game where they scored 5. So I think that's covering a lot of their goals, but only 7 conceded so far in 7 games. It's not like the best record. I mean, obviously there's better defensive teams like Nashville, but for what I expected from this team, they've been better defensively than I thought they would be. I still think there is room for this team to improve and maybe balance out them falling off a bit defensively because Ryan Gauld hasn't been typical Ryan Gauld for Vancouver. Um, and all those attackers that we were just listing off, we know that they can do it in this league. Dejome and Sergio Cordova, Daibar Caicedo, these guys start hitting the ground like we know that they can. And Vancouver could have a lot of attacking players that are good. It's
Oh
just a
yeah,
question of will they.
correct. Yeah, there's potential in this team for sure.
Cool. All right, my question for you. Sorry, it's a bit of a boring one, but is this a legit playoff team? And I'll specify when I say playoff team, I'll say top 7, so non-play-in game. Can they get to top 7?
Yeah, yeah, easy. I think San Jose punching above their weight. Houston definitely punching above their weight. Minnesota having a great year. I don't know if they fall off or not. If Reynoso, I think the most Minnesota thing this team could do is bring Reynoso back after whatever's happening with him, and then just fall out. Um, so those three right there, I think they can go catch no problem. Like I said, I think it's going to be health, and I think it's going to be play style. But yeah, I wouldn't be shocked to see him up there.
Okay. I think they are. I genuinely think that they're probably around where I think they'll finish. Like kind of maybe just scraping into that uh playoff spot rather than a play-in spot. But I think they'll finish more likely in a play-in spot. But who knows? All it takes is one player to get hot and carry this team a bit, and that can carry them right to a playoff spot. So,
And that's why we love this league.
yep, unpredictable for sure.